Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 2020 Campaign Against Cancer live streamed telethon. It is so weird to be with you right now because this isn't normally what we do. If this is your first time sort of joining us, tuning in, the Campaign Against Cancer has been going on since 2014. We are a tabletop gaming event largely centered around Star Wars and the X-Wing miniatures game. We started here in South Bend, Indiana. Our first event, we had 39 people show up. We raised $1,200 for the American Cancer Society, and we considered that a success. We felt it went very well. And then because of this community, it has grown to become something that this year was scheduled to be in 35 different cities simultaneously in Australia, Brazil, the Netherlands, the United States, and Canada. It was a very, very heartbreaking moment with all the pandemic going on that we had to cancel the event. And in the meantime, we were thinking about what we could do to just to not do nothing. So we decided to put on a telethon. So this is the Campaign Against Cancer. My name is Chad Heffley. I am the president of Twin Sons Charities and the founder of the Campaign Against Cancer. So the Campaign Against Cancer is our fundraising effort to benefit wonderful organizations like the American Cancer Society, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and the Telethon Kids Institute. Over the years, we have we've switched. We started with the ACS. And then went to St. Jude, and as we've expanded into multiple countries, we try to keep the money that we raise in each of those countries benefiting organizations there, hence our partnership with the Telethon Kids Institute out of Perth, Australia. The Australian X-Wing community has become our second largest community outside the U.S. As they've really embraced this and become great partners in helping us run things. So this is meant to be a fun event. We have got a lot of things coming up. So we've got a lot of exhibition X-Wing matches coming up between fathers and sons, husbands and wives, friends, so we're excited to bring this to you. We've also got some interviews coming up. We've got Cliff Cramp and Chris Burdett. We've got Jay Little, the original production designer of X-Wing. And we've got the walking carpet himself, Jonas Sutamo will be joining us, and we're very much looking forward to him. He will be joining us around 10 a.m., so about 12 hours from now, my time. But despite the fun and the prize giveaways and everything that we've got coming up, we never, ever really want this to get off message. Our message and our goal and our purpose in doing this is to help people. Originally, helping people through the American Cancer Society, now helping people through St. Jude and the Telethon Kids Institute. The money we raise will help change and save the lives of these children. And we'll talk to both St. Jude and Telethon coming up about how they use that money, what they do with it, and just how do we know that we are making any sort of a difference, any sort of an impact on somebody's life. So please, while we're going through all this, remember the point of it. It's fun to enjoy the games. It's fun to watch people play games, but please remember that we're here to help other people. So in that spirit, I would like to take a moment of somber reflection, just a moment of silence to think about how cancer has affected you, has affected your family, has affected your friends. This is a devastating illness that more of us have a story to tell about it than really is fair or is right. So please just join me for about 10 seconds and quietly think about how this has affected you and the people that you love. So this is a fundraiser. This is a telethon. We are here to raise money to benefit. On a side note, myself, there's been a huge team of people that have put this together. I am the host of this event and the president of Twin Sons, but I am by no means the only person involved. We've got Patrick and Florida Man, who have really been behind the scenes helping put the IT structure together to make this happen. Dion from Gold Squadron Podcast is not only allowing us to stream on his channel, but it has really helped us fill our content quota for this event. Bryn, who's helped us stay on task as a project manager. Keith, Chris, and Richard, and Sean, and Phil, and anybody else that I'm forgetting that really helped to make this happen. Thank you guys so much. It's just great. But all of these people, including myself, do this on a volunteer basis. We have put a lot of hours into making this happen, and none of us take a cut of this, of the money that we raise, and that is solely because we believe that the money we raise should go to where it needs to go. So in this case, St. Jude and Telethon. So we can't raise this money on our own. We need you for this. So we've put on these 24 hours of content for you so that you will be inspired to give and help us raise this money to give to these great organizations. So you can donate by clicking the links in Twitch. So at the bottom of the page, there's a link. You can also use in Twitch the !donate command, which will take you to the page in which you can donate straight to the event. If you're watching us on YouTube, there is a link in the description that will will take you to the same place and allow you to donate to help the cause. Now, we will throughout the event be giving away prizes. So prizes will be in most sessions. We will give away 4 prizes. You can get qualified for those prizes by donating $10. If you donate $10 during a specific window of time, then you will be eligible for the prizes that we are raising, that we are giving away at the end of that period. So, for example, we are going to start a prize giveaway now. So if you give $10 in the next 20 minutes or so, you will be in a drawing to win this Black Ace TIE Interceptor. This is a $50 Lego set from Target. I know that because I bought it last night for $50. And it's a very nice set. It comes with a BB-8, Poe Dameron, and Griff Halloran as your Lego pilots. And so starting now, if you donate $10 up until the end of my interview with Dion Morales from Gold Squadron, then we will take those names and we will draw a random one, and you will win that. Now, after that, we will start a new drawing, and so anybody that donates $10 after that will be eligible to win one of 4 things. So in the next prize drawing and all the subsequent prize drawings, we will be giving away 2 Campaign Against Cancer 2020 challenge coins. So we will draw 2 names for that. We will then draw a name for a World's Painted Plo Koon ship. And the last prize that we will donate we will draw a name for will be a specialty prize that'll be unique and different each session. So some of those prizes will be gift cards of $150 or $200. Some of them will be silver N1 ships or a Rebel CR-90 Tantive for transport. So we will be giving away those throughout the end of the broadcast. Now, we have about 17 scheduled prize giveaways. So if you were to donate individually, you would be giving $170 if you were doing $10 per. However, if for the very first hour we're doing this, actually until the end of the Tippett versus Tippett match, if you donate $150, we will automatically put you in the raffle for every prize drawing that we have. So that is up to you. You can only do $10 for the things that you want, or you can do $150 straight up, and we will enter you, and you could potentially win multiples depending on how many enter. So please donate through the event. We are going to try and raise however much we can. With that being said, our goal is to beat last year's CAC total. So last year, through the Campaign Against Cancer, we raised $47,300. If we can beat that this year, if we can get $50,000 to give to these great organizations, that's my goal. So please consider helping us do that. Help us get to that match. So please forgive me. I have dropped my comm device and I can't hear anybody. So give me 1 minute to pick that up and plug myself back in. This is embarrassing. Okay, now I'm back. All right, so we talked about the seriousness of our message, and to help us understand how this is helping, we are going to have a conversation with Katie Burge from the Telethon Kids Institute. Katie, are you here with us?
I am. Can you hear me okay, Chad?
Hi, Katie. How are you today?
I'm good. Hey, don't be embarrassed. I have a puppy dog vying for my attention, and both my children are out. So if I kind of inadvertently look, it's just that. Thank you so much for inviting us to have a check-in and say hello with you guys today. I think this is the first time we've done that, Chad. Is that right? I know we were one of your organizations last year, but I'm really thrilled that you've invited us to check in with you this year. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, this year's the first year that we've done this format. Normally, we're broken out into a bunch of small groups, and so we haven't done this format. So while we are, I think it's great. It's a great opportunity for us to talk to you and to be able to tell our community what you're doing. So can you tell us a little bit about what the Telethon Kids Institute does?
Yes, so we are part of the Perth Children's Hospital, and the Telethon Kids Institute there's about 700 staff and personnel as part of that medical scientific hub. Where I sit within sort of 200 or so of those personnel. We have professional services, we have the links with external communities and supporters and donors. We are primarily, obviously, all pulling together for children's health. So our motto, our vision and mission at the Institute is happy, healthy kids. And everything we do, that's at the heart of every piece of research work, project work, touch point with the community. It's all about that. We focus on 4 primary research areas. That's Aboriginal health, brain and behaviour, chronic and severe, and early environment. So for us, and for what you guys are focusing your fundraising efforts for ourselves, which we're very grateful for, that would sit within chronic and severe disabilities type research for ourselves. We are very lucky that we have a fabulous cancer centre as part of the Telethon Kids Institute. And I recently learned that 2 of our amazing researchers, and one's a professor actually, Professor Nick Gottardo, and Dr. Raylene Endersby, I think I pronounced those correct, studied at St. Jude's and brought some of that learning back. When they both got back to Perth, decided to look at founding this cancer centre. So a lot of the monies that's directed back to cancer research goes into the centre, where they look at brain tumour research. There's, I think, oncogenic signalling. There's a big laboratory part of that. Sarcoma research, cancer immunotherapy, leukemia, and cancer genetics. So they are very, very busy people, and they can't do what they strive to do without people like you. So on behalf of them, I'm extending a massive thank you as well They're thrilled that you guys are directing some of these fundraising monies back towards ourselves and to this particular area. So does that answer that, Chad? That's quite a bit of info, but I was trying to succinctly get that across as best I could.
No. I mean, it's great. I mean, so often we will run events like this, and so many people run similar events. But I think it's important that we connect back to the people that we are benefiting. And so any information we get back, I think it's great for us to share with the community how are we actually touching you? How are we actually making a difference?
And making a difference, yeah.
So, how many families would you say that the Telethon Kids Institute serves?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm not on the research side of things, so I don't get to meet some of these families, but that's thousands. I mean, we have one study in an area of Perth in the northern suburbs, the Origins project, and this is not directly linked to cancer per se, but that, for example, has touch points with 10,000 families as part of their early environment baby studies, looking at trends and genetics and things like that. So many. And because we're part of the Perth Children's Hospital, like just on our day-to-day activities and meetings, we come across families. It's quite challenging at the moment with COVID-19 and all the restrictions there, but we're starting to open up. We're starting to see more and more people and spend time with more, even at a distance. So many, Chad, thousands. It's the biggest medical institute for children's health in Australia. One of them. I think Murdoch on the East Coast is another one, but for Western Australia, we are the place that is investing all this time and energy in research for children's health.
That's wonderful. I mean, it's a great mission. So for the on behalf of the community, can you tell us how important is the money that we raise and give to you? How important is that to you? Is it something that it's you get it all the time, or does it really make an impact?
Oh, it's life-changing for these families, Jeff. Life-changing. We never take anything for granted. We as a not-for-profit, and that's part of my job on sort of a development team where we're looking for opportunities to promote and talk about and raise awareness of the work that the researchers and scientists do and the teams there. We are so indebted to donors, kind supporters, community fundraisers like yourselves who are looking to give back. And for ourselves, we are very, very keen that we're very transparent in showing the impact and the difference that you guys make. So we would liaise with the Cancer Centre, for example, once monies are in, and we say, look, let's extend our thanks. And they often want to have touch points with organisations like yourselves as part of that thank you to show how those monies have made a difference. So it's really important that we never take anything for granted. It's not easy, and it's not easy for anyone in this current climate. Some of our own internal events and fundraising activities have ceased, obviously because of COVID. We've had to be flexible. We've had to look how we, do new things, keep it fresh, innovate. So, when things are a gift, it's literally a gift to us when organisations like yourself are putting in the hard graft, as I would say in Manchester, and giving back. It's just amazing. So everyone is very indebted to you, and that's why it's such a thrill to be able to just connect personally and do this. And I'm also today hoping, I'm not that close to this city, but in a couple of hours I'll make my way down, and I'm going to meet Andrew and Rob Blackstock, who are our Australian branch of what you're doing. And
Absolutely.
I'm going to go and see it in action today, guys. So I get to learn more about what it is. Might be a bit more of an expert on it next year. So I'm excited.
That would be great, and you'll have to next year. You have to tell us what your favorite ship is, what your favorite list is,
Okay.
and what your record is throughout the year as this will suck you in.
I will. I'm intrigued and I'm very excited. So I'm going to be doing that later today.
So before we let you go, we have a lot of Australian friends that are participating in this and watching this. If anybody else wanted to partner with you to run an event, or just whether it's something like this or something else, if they wanted to work with you and do something to help you out, how could they find out how to do that? Who would they reach out to?
Yeah, look, use me as a personal touch point. We've got the website telethonkids.org. And all the information links to that. So there's different subsites of what we do. I primarily look at community fundraising, and I can liaise with some of the money that comes in with the people that will benefit from that. We have people who look more at corporate partnerships, across the community. So, and volunteers are so important too. So depending on whatever avenue, just jump online. There's the Telethon Kids website. Chad, you have my details. You can find us through that kind of search type thing and contact, and we'd be honored to move forward with those. Would be very grateful.
Katie, thank you. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for telling us a little bit about what you do, and reassuring and helping us to understand that this does have a benefit.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Enjoy. Good luck. And thanks from ourselves, just from the Australian bit, and from the Institute. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Well, happy to do it, and hopefully we'll see you next year under better circumstances.
Let's hope. Thank you, Chad. That was great. Enjoyed it. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Have fun. Let's take a look at what Telethon does.
It all started with me having double vision. It happened like in and out of footy games. That's when we thought we would go get my eyes checked out. We got told to go straight to PMH, and that's where we found out that I had a brain tumour. It was a pretty devastating moment. The treatment was pretty horrible. The chemo, it was very sickening. Some days, like after I was halfway through, and from the chemo, I just didn't want to do it anymore. I hope that one day there'll be a cure for the cancer that won't involve chemo.
Thank you, Katie, and the Telethon Kids Institute, and all our Australian community that supports them directly. Now we're going to have a conversation with probably one of the most famous voices in our community, Mr. Dion Morales from Gold Squadron Podcast. Dion, are you there?
Oh yeah, how's it going?
How are you, buddy?
I'm feeling good.
So Dion, I have to start this by thanking you. We would not be here. We would not be able to do this without your contribution, without your ability to help us, not just with helping us on your channel, but helping us with getting content together that people can watch and enjoy. I am really excited. I have not been able to watch these Dion's ABCs of X-Wing. And I'm really excited for getting a break from the camera so that I can watch these. I think those are incredible idea, and I'm so excited that you did that.
Yeah, they're gonna be great. So the after battle commentary for past awesome games, historic games that we had here on the channel.
So having done these, can you tell us what was your experience going through these? Was it surreal? Was it just fun? What was it?
Well, there's a couple of different sides to it, right? So having been there live in the moment, I don't really get to really process. It's very moment by moment rather than really being able to steep yourself in the strategy and the emotions of the swinging of the game, and being able to go through it with the players. We were able to have this experience together because when we broadcast this live, it's the players playing and me bringing this content out to the people, and to be able to just talk about it, go through it step by step, is enlightening just for the learning of the game, and just that just deeper level of understanding of why did a player make a certain decision. And that's the thing you never know when you're watching a stream game. You don't always get to get inside the mind of the player. And here, for all 4 matches that we're going to show you guys today, for those ABCs, we get to hear the players talk about, I liked this move I made. Here's the reason why I made this move. This is why it didn't work out. It's absolutely fantastic.
That's wonderful. And you have been, I mean, you've been such a pioneer for streaming in our community. And there are a lot of streamers and a lot of them that have helped us out, and not sort of disparaging anybody that's not Gold Squadron, but you travel around, you go to pretty much every event out there. What drives Dion? What keeps you active in the community and gives you the joy and the encouragement just to keep going and just keep doing the podcast?
So pretty much my life is built around people. I'm a teacher full time. That's what I do. And I got into the X-Wing community. First, I just liked Star Wars, and I recognized the need when we started for content, and people were hungry to learn. I was like, well, let me give the opportunity to get the information out there quickly, and it just became a huge passion of mine. And really what has driven me to bring it to the scale I have is the people. It's amazing when I have flown around, literally around the world for a board game, the type of family-like atmosphere that gets created over a board game, even though there are people who I've never met before. You know, flying over to Europe last year in the summer with Team USA was a surreal experience. People on the other side of the earth. I was in Australia as well. You know, being able to just meet with these people and talk about a game, and it just, X-Wing all by itself, for me, and I think for a lot of people, takes your very small worldview that you have and amplifies it, because you realize really quickly, oh my God, really, there actually are people on the other side of the earth. It's pretty crazy.
So definitive statement from Dion that the Earth is not flat.
Facts.
So having done these events and been at all these places, what's been your favorite? What has been your favorite X-Wing event memory in all of these years of doing this?
You're putting me on the spot, Chad. I have met so many X-Wing players. I could feel them on the edge of their seat saying, "All right, Dion's gonna say our event." You know, I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I just have to say it was the World Tour. It was the World Tour. I think it was within a 7-week span. I streamed X-Wing on 4 different continents. It was wow. Ridiculous. Yeah, we hit North America, South America, Europe, and Australia, all within 6 to 7 weeks. We had a day where we streamed like 28 hours in a row because we had Will doing Nova Open while I was in Australia. Like, just that whole stretch was amazing. And so that's my favorite. I cheated, but I'm going to take it.
No, that's great. It's something that I think is really neat to get your experience as somebody who has traveled so far and seen so many things just inside this community. One wouldn't necessarily expect that in a community built around a single game, or that you would find such diversity and such camaraderie. So you joined us. You were one of the first people that I reached out to when we first started getting the idea to put this together, and you were very much one of those that said, "Yep, whatever you need, just let me know." And you've been excited to be a part of this, but you wanted to be a part of this in another way as well that you mentioned. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So one of the realities is that because of COVID-19, we haven't been traveling around a lot. And I've invested, we have a lot of supporters here at the podcast, and thank you to all those of you who have. But the reality is that I haven't been able to travel with it. So I wanted to take some of that money that people have given to Gold Squadron and invest it back into a community project that I'm really passionate about, and that's the campaign against cancer. So we're about to make a $1,000 donation. It should be processing right now. And this battle against cancer is really personal to me. I have lost 3 out of my 4 grandparents to cancer, and it's also ravaged quite a few other people in my family. And I can combine X-Wing and something that's important to me. I'm going to do it. So there we go.
Thank
I
you.
just processed that right now. Should pop up any second.
Thank you so much. That is such a generous donation. We thank you so much. I am so sorry to hear about your family. It is so frustrating that story is so common. That it's not something that any of us should have to deal with, but it's there. And the overall hope is that we get to a point that we don't have to share that story anymore. So thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for being a part of this with us. Literally wouldn't have happened without you and the whole team. So thank you so much. I'm going to let you go for now. We are getting ready to do our very first prize giveaway, but I will check back in with you in about 5 or 6 minutes. All right?
Sounds good, man.
Great. So we will be giving away in just a few minutes the Black Ace TIE Interceptor. So as soon as I get a name back from a random drawing of what we were able to of the people that donated in the first 5 minutes, the first 25 minutes or so of the telethon, we will draw one of those names, and that person will be the winner. We'll announce that shortly. However, in the meantime, let's check in with another person we have on a Zoom call, Nick Jones. Nick, are you there with us?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Nick, how are you today?
Good, Chad. How are you, man?
Doing all right. It's great to see you.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
It has been. So, Nick, tell me who you are.
Sure.
I know, but tell
I'm
the
Nick
community
Jones.
who you
are. A
are.
lot of you know me from years back in the X-Wing community. I used to play a little more competitively, but in the last, gosh, I guess it's been 5 years now, I became a store owner. So I own a friendly local game store here in my hometown. And we host a number of X-Wing games and play events and try to do any type of event we can for it. Unfortunately, South Bend's pretty close to us, so we don't normally get to run a CAC event, but we're working on him. We're working on Chad for that. But yeah, any way we can help out is great. I got to meet Chad a couple of years ago, gosh, at Worlds, I think it was, where we met originally.
Yeah, it was at Worlds, probably close to like 5 years ago now.
Oh gosh, this is ridiculous, man. It's been too long.
I would be in the wrong if I didn't say congratulations.
Oh,
for those of you who don't know, Nick just became a father. Like 2 days ago? Not even.
Yeah, Tuesday, 3 days, whatever. Yeah, time's irrelevant for the next week or so, right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. But congratulations. More than
Thank you,
anything,
man.
what we're
Appreciate
doing now, I want to make sure that we congratulate you and wish you well on the becoming a new father. That's just fantastic. Yeah. So you reached out to me when we announced we were going to do the telethon because you wanted to be a part of it as well. How did that come out? What did you want to do with us?
Sure. So what we wanted to do was offer I guess it's a shopping spree essentially at this point. We're going to do a $250 shopping spree. You can either use it on our website or you can just call us and we'll get the product squared away and shipped out to you wherever you are.
So that's $200, you said?
We're going to do $250. Sorry, I cranked it up.
$250. Oh, wow. That's awesome. All right. So everybody, on behalf of Titan Games and Nick Jones, our next prize segment, which will be given away at the end of the Tippett versus Tippett match, will be a gift card to Titan Games via Nick Jones. and he will, yeah, so that's great. Thank you so much for doing that. That is a fantastic prize. So as a reminder, from this point now until the end of the Tippet game, if you give $10, you will be entered in that drawing to win either 2 coins, a Plo Koon ship, or the $250 Titan Games gift card. Nick, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to your family, but I very much appreciate you coming on and making this gift for the prizes.
Well, thank you very much for doing this whole thing and making Campaign Against Cancer happen when nobody thought it was possible. So we really appreciate you doing this and getting something going. And I'm pulling for Mark in this match because he comes and sees me every once in a while.
Well, you know, we have to respect our elders, so I think that going for Mark is sort of the default position. But I love Mark and Tyler both. So, yep, it should be. Looking forward to seeing it and hearing Dion's commentary. So thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. And have a great next 18 years.
Yeah, thanks, Chad. I appreciate it, man. We'll see you soon.
Bye. All right, so I have a name for our prize announcement. The winner of the Lego, and I can never remember the name, the Black Ace Tie Interceptor with Poe Dameron, BB-8, and Griff Halloran is James Thomas Adams. So James Thomas Adams, congratulations. We will ship this to you based on the details in your PayPal account. So thank you very much for donating and helping support us. Now we're going to check back in with Dion. Dion, are you still there with us? Dion, how are you?
I'm feeling good.
So Dion, we have coming up here. We're gonna call it an epic father and son duel, reminiscent of Bespin and the Cloud City. So we're gonna go to a Tippet versus Tippet match that you'll be commentating on. Can you tell us what we're in for?
So what we're looking at here is, if you like swarms, this is the time. We have 5 X-Wings versus 6 TIE Strikers happening on the table. It's going to be a lot of chaos, a lot of dice, a lot of maneuvers. I'm excited. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they're battling for a plate of cookies.
So, okay. So do you have a favorite in the match?
So looking at the matchup right now, the 3 base attack dice on both the ships means that when we're going to get engaged, there's going to be people taking damage right away. But the maneuverability of the TIE Strikers on Tyler's side, I think, is going to give him an advantage. Additionally, he has an Initiative 5 ship, Duchess, who's going to be moving after all of Mark's ships. So, and the ability on that ship is going to allow him to move that ship with something in a move called adaptive ailerons beforehand, and being able to arc dodge and get in places where he needs to be in order to get advantageous shots. Awesome.
It sounds like a fairly typical Tippet match on either side. So glad both players are playing to their strengths. We're gonna pass it along to you now and let you take control and show us that game.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks.
All right, everybody, we're about to get started. I'm super excited. Joining me for co-commentary is my good friend, Ryan Staniszewski. Ryan, say hello to everybody.
Hello there, everybody.
All right, I'm ready to have a good time. And if you've ever watched an X-Wing stream, you know, especially we've been doing, having some fun with being able to choose your champion. If you know how to do that, you can go ahead and get that started any second now. You should see the prompt in the chat. But I want to welcome everybody and thank you guys. But we're going to give the players the signal that they can get started. You can see that they are already set up on the board there. You have on the left Mark Tippett, on the right Tyler Tippett, Rebels versus Empire. Super excited to get started here, and let's go ahead and start by breaking down the lists. Go ahead, take it, Ryan.
Well, it's pretty simple. Mark Tippett running 4 Blue Squadron Escort X-Wings, all with servo motors, S-foils. And then Tyler Tippett running 5 Planetary Sentinel TIE Strikers, and Duchess, also a TIE Striker with seismic charges. I'm assuming Tyler brought the gas clouds, whereas Mark brought the debris.
It's true. All of it. Now, one of the things you'll notice there on the table is on the left side, Mark Tippett has S-foil tokens right there. Right now, they're in the closed position. One of the things you got to remember is depending on how those S-foils are, whether they're open or closed, that will change how the ship functions. When the wings are closed, that gives the T-65 X-Wing access to a boost as well as a boost, a focus linked into a boost action. Should be super useful in any situations where Mark needs to move quickly, wants to maybe try to get on the flank, or is in a position where he's trying to disengage. And when he opens those wings, the attack dice go from 2 back to 3, being able to fully engage into those attack positions, and should be pretty good. Now, one of the things, Ryan, I'm looking at here, they set up for a joust. It looks like we are going to, at least the initial setup looks like we might just be going straight at each other. Do you think that's actually going to happen?
Generally, I'd say where Mark is, probably the X-Wings are in for the joust. Not sure the math on the 6 TIE Strikers versus the 5 X's, because there's 6 health in the X-Wings versus the 4 in the TIE Strikers, both with the same agility and attack dice value. Tyler might be in it for the memes, but I could definitely see utilizing those ailerons to angle out a little bit and kind of spread out the fan and then close in the net. So you might take a couple of the ones closer to the bottom of the screen, take them down the board, and then curve back up in and surround the X-Wings with Duchess coming on that flank.
I agree. Let's go ahead and let them know, the players. You guys can get started whenever you are ready. I have let the players know. They should be able to hear me. All right, Mark and Tyler, you guys can go ahead and get started.
Tyler, I told you I was going to talk about how bad you play.
And we've also been joined by Marcel Manzano, one of the other co-hosts of the Gold Squadron podcast. Who do you got in this matchup, Marcel?
Uncle Mark. I'm only here to see Tyler lose.
Well, we'll find out. So it looks like right off the bat, Tyler is going to be engaging at least forward. He might be, with the maneuverability, the adaptive ailerons, that one bank or one forward that the ships get to do before they execute their maneuvers, he can approach as if he is going to be jousting and quickly decide, no thank you. I'm curious to see how fast Uncle Mark is going to open up here, because it looks like his X-Wings could, with a 4 forward, probably reach range 3, but he's got the pink X-Wing behind the dinosaur-shaped debris.
Yeah, that's the main limiting factor of jumping that far forward, is that debris. The way the X-Wings are currently fanned out. See, this is the one. Oh, no. So it looks like Tyler did stay with the box straight. I was curious if he was going to bank away left with a ailerons and then 3 bank around that gas cloud, but stuck with the formation.
Yes, and one of the things... Oh, here we go. So Mark deciding not to take the straight route, knows that the debris is there, and looks to be trying to get in a flanking position with that X-Wing. It looks like it should be just outside of range 3 from my guess. One of the things also to remind everybody is because this event, the CAC Telethon, is almost entirely remote venture. So we don't necessarily have all the X-Wing streaming toys that we would like to have or that we usually have. So there's no dice cam available for, I believe, most of the games. I believe when we cut to Australia, they might have one because they actually have permission to play in person there. But for this game, they're going to be rolling on the table. I do have an ear on the table, so we should be able to relay any information there. But I'm super excited. I'd like to see you in the chat right now. Have a little bit of a discussion on what do you think about Mark's approach? I'm going to tell you that I really like it because it looks like he's going to be able to do a bit of a phalanx maneuver on these strikers and be able to make a striker sandwich.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's the one that's going to be surrounding the strikers with his opening moves because even though he has access to boost and make adjustments, he basically just lengthened those 2 banks on those bottom 2 X-Wings to go past that debris, not necessarily to change his angle. So it's an interesting approach that we're already seeing that he's surrounding the strikers and not the other way around. But we still have Duchess to threaten on the flank. But my guess is Mark's going to say, you know what, I don't care about that Duchess. I'm just going to survive the meat grinder that's going to ensue.
Yeah, I agree. Like, because if you spend a little bit too much time on Duchess, but you see that Tyler is jumping out the gate, getting ready to be on that flank, it's a little bit of bait, right? Because if Mark was to turn all his ships into Duchess, you're giving your flank up to a group of 5 ships rather than take your X-Wings that have higher initiative than the Planetary Sentinels, do a nice easy 1 bank in or 1 forward or the purple and pink there on the bottom, probably 2 turns there, and be able to most likely take a couple ships off the table.
Yeah, now with Tyler moving first, he'll be able to... It's going to be interesting to see where he pounces on. My guess is he's going to pounce on the inside 3 because that's where Duchess can also lend her firepower to. We could see some very far-reaching moves for Tyler to attempt to get blocks on one of those 3 X-Wings. So we could see some 3 straights or 3 banks from those strikers to get in tight on those X-Wings because when... pink and purple X-Wing do that 2 or 3 turn potentially, that might be more difficult to focus fire if those strikers jump in quickly. It might only get the back view while the bumped ones will either have less actions or need to split fire because of where that 2 or 3 turn take the purple or pink X-Wing to.
That is correct. Now, before we go too far, I want to remind everybody, you are watching the Campaign Against Cancer Telethon. You can donate to the Campaign Against Cancer and help us reach the goal of $50,000. I will tell you right now, I'm going to go refresh the bar right now. If you type !donate, you can find a donation page, but you actually can also find how much money we've raised through people who have used the links that are available, the !donate, or the link on your Twitch and YouTube that you guys see in the description there. We've raised $10,250 so far. Everybody who donates $10 is going to be part of the giveaways that they're doing this hour. And if you donate $150 or more, you're eligible to be part of all the giveaways that are happening. I believe Chad had mentioned 16 to 17 different sets of giveaways they're doing. It's absolutely amazing, and it goes to a great cause. So back in the game here, looks like Mark has his dials set, and we're going to find out what Tyler decided to do. I'm really curious to see how aggressive he's going to get. Is he going to try to go for blocks here?
And I'll also point out that I have thrown down my $150 for a donation. So I am happy to contribute, obviously, as well, to this great cause.
That's awesome.
Goes that 3 bank. We might see a barrel roll 2 to the left just to get that inside block. That pink one probably won't be threatened too badly if it goes for the barrel roll.
So I think right now Tyler is looking over the table and asking himself, does the 1 forward fit? And the answer is yes.
100%. But is it already in a good position to block fast 2-bank or 3-bank moves?
That's very
But
true. So
he's making sure that that one stays safe as possible. As people may or may not know, both Tippets are relatively tall individuals, so they have great points of view. Although they've also mentioned in the past that leaning over tables throughout the day does do a number on their backs.
I mean, the high ground does have some disadvantages, is what you're telling me.
There are pros and cons.
That's right. So you can see the strikers here setting up a little bit of a stagger formation. These are coming for the 3 banks as well. A couple of things to remember. When you block a ship, you take away its, in most cases, you're taking away its ability to do an action. So with that yellow X-Wing, the one with the yellow piece of tape there on the base, what that does is most likely you bump with yellow, and then you take all the other strikers and fire into the yellow X-Wing. And because it doesn't have that focus, it won't have an opportunity to hit very hard, or at least not be able to modify focus results or take a target lock or anything like that for attacking, and will not have any type of defensive modifier. You're just going for natural dice. Now, of course, one of the dangerous things is even if that X-Wing does get blocked, it does still get an opportunity to shoot. It just can't shoot the person that it's touching. And if he's at range 1 of somebody, you'll see Mark elect to take a range 1 shot, and he's opening the wings now. Well, let's find out where he's going, and direct fire probably into whichever ships all 5 of the X-Wings can go into. So wings are open. It's party time. Let's find out.
We'll have to see if there is a solid striker that he can focus fire on. Opted in for the 3 turn, so that will at least keep the barrel rolled pink safe, and probably light blue, probably not opting into taking that far range shot.
Mm-hmm. All right, so taking 3 hard turns there, getting into range 1. Depending on where the rest of them are going, right now I'm kind of thinking the purple TIE Striker might be the first target.
That would be very likely, I would agree. We'll have to see if these X-Wings went straight. I assume bank, so they went fast, or at least might have had a stagger, 3 bank, 2 bank, 1 bank.
Okay, so looks like we're going to get a bump there. And depending on the angle here, yeah, I think a 2 bank from the middle X-Wing should be fine. Shouldn't bump. Oh, it's 3 banks all around.
Ooh, that might fit, though.
That's true. Hold that X-Wing. Pull that back, Mark. Get it all the way in. There we go.
That looks pretty safe.
Yup. All right, so
it's
I'm thinking
in the teeth of everything, but actually might not be focused on by all the strikers because light blue and pink don't have that shot.
That's right. So he's got a focus token. He's going to be the purple striker is in for it. Now, real quickly, I want to remind our YouTube viewers. I know normally we don't stream on YouTube. Hello, our friends, but we had to do it for charity. We had to. The exclamation point donate command does work for both of you watching on Twitch as well as on YouTube. All right, so, Duchess is coming in.
Yeah, I've been quiet because I was trying to figure out how to donate. You have to have an account, looks like, which I just did. Sign up with your Facebook. So
excellent.
Actually, go ahead and do this move. I was going to say something, but afterwards when they're doing their planning.
Yep. It's like Uncle Mark is taking a shot for memories there. Did I make the right choice?
Probably more so of like, this is the fray. Look at the meat grinder we made. We jousted.
It's the truth. All right, and we're getting our first shots here.
So I'm going to assume Tyler's target is yellow X-Wing. You maybe want to consider light blue.
He's going in the blue.
Okay. It is closer for Duchess.
Yep.
So
hit crit focus and spending the focus there. Natty's baby takes a shield on blue.
So one big thing to note is that pink striker will have no shots this round, whereas
That's
Mark
true.
at least has a shot with every X-Wing.
That's correct. All right. I think it's his advantage Mark right here. He could swing the game right here in the opening. All right, so I don't love the decision here. Only a single hit. 1 of 8. He's continuing into yellow.
It may be the combined range 1 fire he's going for.
True. All right, so looks like we're going to be taking a couple damage there. He blanks out onto the yellow one. Of course, if you kill it, then you're right. So
Yeah, hindsight's always correct. I see a
Got
lot
2
of
hit
paint
points
on those
left.
dice.
This is from his yellow X-Wing is debating whether to spend the focus, and he does. And that's going to guarantee yellow being taken off the board. So
Well,
yellow gone.
It's a modified striker, now gone for sure.
All right, so he's going into green/black. Sorry, I have it labeled as.
See one paint, one of them looks like a focus. He's really debating whether, yeah, you got to spend it at this point. You got to mitigate the damage that's already happened, even though you're losing some offense. Still taking 2 damage. Would be half.
Stunned pilot and disabled power regulator on green there.
Oh, double crit. Oof. Oh, and disabled power regulator will go into effect next turn. As in the ion token the ship will get.
All right, the checking
Now, how does
range
that
for
work
the
with
last one.
the ailerons? Does he still get to aileron?
You do not, because it's before you reveal your dial. You don't have a
Never
dial when
reveal
you're
the dial.
when you're ionized. Range 2.
Well, if it wasn't range 2, it is now.
Hey, we finally had a ship bump accidentally. The game stayed. Look at us playing real X-Wing.
And got the 1 of 8.
Looks
All
to
right,
be
now
the
it's
end
Tyler's
of all of
turn.
Mark's shots.
So Tyler still have all right, takes the ion there. Range 1 into blue. 2 crits. Takes 1 shield. Shields are down on blue. The blue X-Wing. Hit and 2 crits on this shot.
Ooh, that's a
Blank
blank
out.
out. Could be a dead X-Wing. See if it's double damage.
I think that was a direct hit.
That looks to be a direct. Yes. Yep.
Oh,
That's a big-
Oh. All right, so that's a dead X-Wing.
That's a big deal because I think Tyler still has 1 more shot from a striker, albeit I think unmodified. Or no, it looks like
Yeah.
the blue one.
No, he's got one. This is blue going into green. Hit crit. 2 blanks. Shields down. That was a way to get it started. So our score right now, 31-40. Tyler is ahead. One of the things about Mark's list is as he loses ships and loses points, they're worth more than Tyler. So Tyler lost only 1 ship, right? But Mark lost almost a ship and a half in that initial engagement.
Well,
He did a
Tyler
big
also
tap
lost
on
a
another
half.
ship.
Yeah, Tyler lost half on another ship, the green one, right? Because he has 2 crits.
It was both shields.
No,
Just
Tyler lost
Tyler.
half on another ship. as
Oh,
well.
Tyler, yes, he did.
And I think it was yellow.
Well, yellow died, green took
No,
the double.
It was
crit.
green. It was green. Sorry, I put in the crits and didn't do the damage. There we go. So, sorry, the score is right now 47-40. All right, so right now this is phrase going to be interesting. So you know that the green / black line striker right in the middle of your screen is ionized, forced to go one forward. Most likely won't have a shot unless somehow the X-wing, I believe it is yellow, the yellow X-wing there on the middle, kind of upper middle X-wing there gets bumped somehow. Where do you think? I mean, are these strikers going to be disengaging, or are we K-turning / swooping?
Well, so the problem is, as much as Tyler would like to block stuff in front of that ionized one, unfortunately, the ionized one is in the back of his ship formation. So there's nothing really ahead of it to set up another block without bumping again, which I'm assuming Mark is going to attempt to 4K or 3 Talon over most of these ships to start getting behind them, especially the ionized one, and finish that one off. And not only that, so he could K-turn Talon roll with yellow and green. He still has that pink and purple coming on the flank that can just do simple 1 banks or 2 turns. He just has to navigate doing those maneuvers without blocking any of those turnarounds from his other 2 ships.
True.
Yeah,
and again, I
want
want
to do that with 3 Talon rolls to the left with his X-wings.
Yeah, that'd be the safest bet.
One of the things I do want to reiterate, because I see some people asking in the chat, and those of you who are maybe watching at home, want to remember the strikers almost always do that adaptive ailerons move, that 1 straight or bank before they execute their maneuver, but the actual card text reads it's before you reveal your dial. So because when you're ionized, you are not assigned a dial. The dial is never revealed. For that reason, that TIE striker will not be executing a maneuver. Will not be executing an adaptive ailerons. Just simply do a 1 forward and bump to that X-wing in front of him.
The ailerons aren't so adaptive when they're crinkling and electrified by ion.
Yep.
They're stuck. They're not flappy anymore.
My flappies. My flippy floppies. Now, just quick reminder to everybody out there, we got tons of games and content coming today, so make sure you guys are tuning in. Keep those donations going. I'm super, super proud of the X-Wing community, how far we've gotten within just the first hour of the telethon going. It's amazing. I'm sure Chad is super pumped about it as well. I hope he is, because I know I am.
He might be pumped, excited for future donations, and super tired because he's been working a lot. And I assume you have too, Dio. So everyone running this has been putting a ton of effort into this. And we thank every one of them.
All right, here we go. All right, no seismic charges from Duchess. Important note there, she does have that. That could be an advantage at some point. Takes the bump.
Yeah, I thought there might be a chance he might drop the seismic because it's likely that the yellow X-Wing does a Talon to its left. But saving it for later.
All right, so the move was ailerons forward, which is an automatic bump, and now executing the 2 sloop to get that striker facing the way the X-Wings are going.
Yeah, a lot of times when you have that little bit of space in front of a potential bump, those ailerons offer a great way to slightly adjust your angle and perform those sloops and even 1Ks. Which we'll see happen right here.
All right, let's see. So another purposeful bump, tactical bump is what we like to call it here on GSP. You know, when you purposely run into a ship to use that somehow to your advantage, making sure to bump with the ailerons to not go too far, executing the sloop, and again, facing those arcs in the direction of the X-Wings.
Interesting move for blue here. I wonder if he's going ailerons and then 2 turning in front, because that 1 turn won't fit.
That is the 1 turn. He's attempting it. It's close.
And that's the one difficult part of running mass striker lists. When you get into these scrums, you're checking for bumps and maneuvers twice the amount of time because of ailerons.
Double the bumps. Double the maneuvers, baby.
Just need that random 5th hand to show up out of nowhere. Where'd the judge come from?
Yeah, for
Did he
anybody
make
wondering.
Oh, he made it. Wow.
It makes it. Get to focus. Where's he going? And looks like the plan is a 4K there. Oh, that could be a beautiful flank on the ionized striker. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he knows he can't go anywhere.
Yep.
And he's actually still got blue for a shot if he overkills green.
Advantage. Super good. Another 4K here. So far this exchange is what we expected, right? Everybody does a turnaround maneuver. The yellow X-Wing in the middle is the one I'm most curious about. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're just going to get a 2-turn out of pink here.
Yeah, 2-turn would make sense to cut in and still get modifications. And I think we kind of, yeah, there's that Talon roll. Yeah, that was the next expectation here.
All right.
Doing
little
the side-to-side method.
If you haven't played X-Wing in person for a while, don't forget side-to-side method. Will get you that same distance as a 3-turn, and then you can use a barrel roll template to decide if you want to go front or back there. That works for all the turns.
Man, what are these physical tricks that I must remember again? Don't try this with the bank maneuvers. It doesn't work.
It does not.
You'll end up doing some weird Dalen Obros and a Star Viper trick that I don't even think works anyway. And we just saw only a 1 bank from pink, really keying in on that green. We'll have to see if pink also has that arc just barely on blue in case Mark wants to change targets after he destroys green.
Yep. Mark exclaiming at the table that he can't believe that all his maneuvers fit. It's always a good feeling when you're like, hey, everything landed. Cool thing about that Talon roll, it did make it so that Duchess doesn't have any shots.
Well, Duchess has yet to move.
Oh, you were right. Sorry, I forgot about that. Duh.
It does make Duchess think a little bit. I mean, it is unmodified, but it is 3 dice against the 2 defense. And Duchess wants to not take shots at all. We'll have to see if this is just a move or an aileron. If it's just a move, he might just opt in to barrel roll next to that X-Wing.
Oh, no, that was the ailerons, and he's getting shot.
He might think he just has to get in there and...
Well, I think the thought here was he was hoping that would be just enough angle to actually bump, and it missed. All right.
No,
so it looks like
I think
Duchess
if
has
he really
range
wanted to avoid that, he could have just taken the 1 bank because Duchess can choose to not ailerons and do the barrel like I mentioned. So I'm not sure if he really... I think he just wants a modified shot at as many of the X-Wings as he could shoot at.
Well, I have hacks on because I can hear the table, and I literally heard Tyler say that.
Oh. I don't have that power.
2 hits and a focus, and he spent it for 3 hits going into the pink X-Wing. Taking 3 onto pink. So that's not the one that's stressed. That's this one right here. You guys should have been able to see my mouse. I tried to point it out there. Two hits and 2 crits into the damaged striker.
I think Tyler's like, yep, I'll take that shot on that only 2 dice left alive guy.
Yeah.
Overkill me.
All right, Mark's got a lot of options here. Trying to see where he wants to go with his shots.
I mean, so if he did that shot from purple, who had the least amount of options, Duchess is a prime target right now. Like maybe, like Green X-Wing sure has to shoot a range 3 at Duchess, but Duchess is unmodded as range 1, a range 2, and a range 3. It's a big deal.
All right, going into Duchess from the pink X-Wing. Range 2. You got 2. Got an evade, takes 1. First blood into Duchess. A range 3 shot unmodified. From downtown, only 1. Extra die, 2 focuses out there right now. So takes another one, half points on Duchess. That's 23 points earned by Mark. And nothing there. Whiffs on that range 1 shot that Duchess sneaked in there for. She could sense it in the force.
I think at least getting Duchess to half was probably the expected results after all those shots. You had 2 unmodified.
2 hits, 2 crits, and takes 2 crits onto pink there. The shields were down already. A shield, excuse me. Shield and a crit, and it's a blinded pilot. Blinded pilot makes it so that you cannot modify your attack dice except with the force, but of course, these rookie pilots don't have it. And a weapons failure as well. Tyler just cleaning up those ships. All right, we're waiting for the next shot here.
He's trying to clean up pink there.
All right, here we go. Purple striker into the pink X-Wing. 2 crits. Hot fire. And takes 1. After getting a focus and an evade result. And another direct hit to take out an X-Wing.
Oh no, the direct hits are plaguing the Rebel Alliance.
Range 2 coming from the pink striker. 2 hits and a crit going into the yellow X-Wing. So just confirming which X-Wing this is. All right, and gets the yellow X-Wing down to 1 hit there.
Oh boy.
Big swing for Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, that was, we saw good shots coming in from Mark, finishing off, getting half on a Duchess, but cleaning up that pink X-Wing and then putting the other one health away from dead. Duchess is actually in a pretty good spot because all the X-Wings are stressed. So he knows their arcs are going to be pointed a certain direction. And I'm pretty sure Duchess's location she's going to want to be is sitting behind the current purple X-Wing. Because it's very likely the green X-Wing wants to go either pretty much straight forward, maybe 1 bank to the left, just to put shots in the other strikers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but right now, 4-3. But one of the things you cannot you can't underestimate is the initiative advantage. If Mark can get his ships into positions where he can take out a couple strikers and still have, end up maybe like 2 X-Wings versus 2 strikers, I think that's advantage Mark. But Tyler's ability to maneuver significantly better than these X-Wings, trying to get some blocks over the next couple of turns, could be the thing that actually determines the game, because if you can get rid of some of those modifiers, that can swing the dice pretty significantly when you're just leaning on the natties.
And yeah, while those strikers have the access, or most strikers have access to ailerons as a must, but right now, while they're stressed, they don't use ailerons, and their blues are restricted to 1 banks, 1 straights, 2 banks, and 2 straights. I'd have to double check if the 3 straights also blue. I don't recall.
The 3 straight is, let's go ahead. I have the dials.
3
right
straight
here.
is blue.
It is blue. Yep.
So probably see some varying up of like a 3 straight and 1 bank from pink and purple. If Tyler cares that both of them get actions, he may just say, you know what, one of these has to bump, one of them will get an action. But he's not in a position to use ailerons to get in spots to block those X-Wings as easily this round.
Yeah, blue has the best chance of getting blocks, but I think the better move there is probably using that one to sloop and get on the flank of the X-Wings. Maybe coming forward and then slooping down and to the left. Thinking something like this. Forward and over.
I'd agree, he can do that. Could also, if he does want to block, he can do a 1 straight or 1 bank to the right ailerons and then 1 turn and utilize his barrel rolls to go where he needs to go, and could potentially get a double block on purple and green because they're on converging paths.
All right, where? So with the yellow X-Wing that's sitting at a single hull this moment, where I mean, that X-Wing can't get in the fight this turn with while trying to get rid of that stress, right? Like, he's going to be forced to either not have a shot next turn or turn in completely stressed.
Depending on how Tyler varies up his moves with pink and purple striker, that 2 bank hop over Duchess and take a focus could still be something he can go for. The 1 bank obviously doesn't fit, he'll just bump into Duchess. It depends on if he feels like he can disengage and take a focus, or if he just wants to get the X-Wing's guns threatening to at least shoot before it dies.
All right. Now we're getting into the scrum now. We had that initial engagement, and now this is usually when we did analysis early on in X-Wing, and a lot of it still stays true. We did this analysis in first edition, talking about the pace of the game. This is where things slow down a little bit. You have that first engagement. Things ramp up quickly to that, and now things will slow down. The players now have this. You have all your initial engagements out of the way. Now the puzzle has presented itself, or a new puzzle has presented. It's like, okay, you know how many ships you have lost, you know what you have left. Now how are you going to try to get to the end game? I want to see definitely, if I had to call the game right now, Tyler does have the advantage, but I think one of the things that could really swing it for Mark is if he can get rid of Duchess before these other strikers. Duchess only has 2 health. That's going to be harder, though, because she's initiative 5, and Tyler can choose to just disengage. So there's that balance of making sure you have shots on Duchess, but you don't want to over-pursue because she can end up baiting you into a bad position with the other TIE strikers on the flank or pointing at you without getting shots in return. So it's a little bit risky.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Tyler will let Duchess be a presentable target enough for Mark to pursue, unfortunately, as much as it's something you'd want to get off the board. Well, we got a seismic drop too, so that gas cloud
All
is going to
right.
be a threatening bubble for Yellow. So if Yellow decided to disengage, it's going to get stuck to just die from a bomb.
Yeah, it could just be out of range. It's really close. We'll find out. We'll get the measurement here in a minute. Here's Blue moving. Let's see if we got that call right. Okay, so using the bank maneuver, we might get the 1K here.
Yep, seeing
Same
that,
idea,
I would
different
definitely
execution.
guess 1K.
Yep, there it is. The shortest K turn in the game. I guess technically that would be like the U-wing doing a stop and rotate, but that's not a K turn. Doesn't count.
True. The only other ship in the
technically
game that has a
correct.
1K is...
The Vulture.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Riot.
It's true.
Can't Riot
Oh,
do
if
it?
we- Yeah, sure, Riot can do it. You're right.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
through tricky tricks and stuff.
You
Doesn't
see,
count.
I'm just here to troll and correct people when they're wrong. That's
You're
all.
the voice. You're the voice of the chat. That's fine. All right, so we got a 2 bank there and then a 1 straight. So right now, both those strikers on the left side have their actions available, ready to either defend or pump up that attack if they don't have to spend them. All right, 1 bank will get over. And we have an X-Wing sandwich.
Yeah, purple's in
Striker
a rough
bread.
spot. Purple's in the kill zone.
That's right. Well, depending on where we have it labeled as gray X-Wing, the one with the black stripe on yellow tape, goes, you might be able to get a couple shots into purple, the purple striker, and maybe take it off the board. And that's a bump.
Yeah, Marcel, the chat said Riot's a pilot, not a ship. I said ship.
Got him.
So technicality back at you.
But Riot's in a ship.
All right. 3 turn. Does he fit in the gap?
That's a
All
big
right.
deal.
Yes, it does fit in the gap. All 3 of those ships must go into the purple striker, and I want to see the yellow X-Wing fire first with that range 1. See if you can get rid of that focus token. I think you do the unmodified ones first.
Not only that, but it's also a X-Wing that only has a single shot. The other ones have multiple. So you take the I have to shoot this thing with this guy first, and then reel back with your options available.
And he's got it. The sloop there lands. No actions for Ryad, but able to get that gun pointed, and it's going to be going into that purple X-Wing, trying to strip it of that focus token. It does reach the gas cloud, the seismic charge, but it's going to be irrelevant and is taken off the board. All right. So he
Gonna
has a
find
decision
out if-
here. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we're going to find out if he goes. I would go for the attempted 1 damage on the X-Wing. That's an initiative kill. And it looked like that was potentially range 3. I mean, even if it's even dice count, red dice are generally favored over green dice mathematically.
Saved. He did go for the attempted 1 damage. Did not work out. Let's see if this X-Wing can pay for that evade with doing some big damage. And that's a shot right there. Range 1, 4 dice. Looks 2 hits and a crit. Spend the focus. Takes hit crit.
That's half.
Wounded pilot. Will it matter? He's got two more shots to go in. Ooh, oh man. Which ship do you fire with here? Which one would you do?
I do green, because then purple still has the modified shot into pink if you finish off already. Because if you fire with purple on purple, and you kill, that's a range 3 into pink, and that's not going to net you as much damage.
All
So
right.
he's doing the range 1.
Taking the range 1. Takes 3. He is dead. He's off the board. Oops. Sorry about that, everybody. And now he only has a shot into the pink X-Wing from downtown, so you go ahead and take it.
Yep, and then the only shot trying to finish off yellow X-Wing is going to be the 1K'd blue Striker. This is another unmodified.
Hit crit. Spends a focus to avoid any damage there. So Tyler's going to clear the purple Striker off the board now that the Initiative 2s has finished shooting. There we go. Mark is ahead now, 116 to 100. Just double checking my damage. That looks to be correct. 1, 2, 3 Strikers still left on the board. Yes. All right, here we go. He's going to shoot everybody into that purple X-Wing. 1 hit.
You spend the focus and just avoid the damage while you can. There's no guarantee you get a focus on the next defense roll.
And does that.
I think you got to take this shot. You don't gain anything by shooting at purple at this point. Like you would statistically statistically trying to get half points on purple with unmodified 4 dice versus 2 is not going to net you as many points as just the 1 more damage on yellow.
Yep, I think right now Tyler's doing the math. He's trying to figure out where he is points-wise. I heard him say the numbers out loud. He's off by 1. But he's got the right idea, though. He knows he's behind. He's got 3. Rolls 2 evades.
Let's see, he did go into purple. Okay.
He did, yeah. Just 1 shield there.
I wonder if he's probably figuring that that purple can be set up to kill by the other 2 Strikers, and Duchess can try an initiative kill yellow again next turn.
Yep, he'll get another shot. So advantage starting to swing towards Mark there a little bit. The block on the black striped X-Wing didn't end up mattering too much because he rolled pretty well. Right now I think advantage Mark.
Yeah, it's a slugfest back and forth. We've seen the game ebb and flow both ways. We'll have to see what big punches are coming up on the next round. Movement-wise, every Striker except pink is stressed, so they'll be doing some blues. We'll see if the yellow X-Wing decides to maybe disengage and hide behind the debris there. Maybe do like a close wings, 2 straight, focus boost. Or if, Mark says, you know what? I still don't care about stress. I'm going to get this guy in the fight. I'm going to make his shot count and go 2 turn in. But that will lead in towards Duchess being an even bigger threat to initiative kill.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yeah, Duchess' ability is absolutely amazing. So for those of you who have never played with it, so you know that the ship ability on the TIE Striker says that before you reveal that maneuver, you execute the 1 bank or the 1 straight in a direction, and then you execute your maneuver. Duchess says that the first part is you can choose to use it or not use it. The second part is you can also use it while stressed, because normal Strikers, regular old Strikers besides Duchess, cannot do the ailerons, are not allowed to while stressed. So you still get tons of flexibility with Duchess. And being able to move at Initiative 5, that is the biggest advantage that Tyler has, and Tyler needs to protect Duchess and be careful not to be too aggressive with her. You want to be taking shots, but don't take risks.
Yeah, and on Mark's side, besides just figuring out what he's doing with yellow, we could, depending on where yellow goes, could definitely see a 4K from purple. I think green just doing a one straight might be, or black gray, doing a one straight just to be in front of Duchess, and it's buffered enough to where if Duchess decides to ailerons, it's going to hop over potentially, or it's just going to bump into the back and not get actions for modifications for Duchess's shot, making it that much more difficult for Duchess to try and finish off yellow. So I think that's probably the favorite move for Mark to do would be a one straight with green or gray right in front of Duchess, following blue striker and getting in the face of pink striker.
Agreed. Now, real quick, want to remind everybody we have tons of content coming your way. After this, we have a couple of games coming to you from Australia. Stay right here. Those games are going to be coming in. The Perth Jawas are going to be taking over the stream, and we're of course going to hear from Chad all day and night. Again, we're going to be here 24 hours. We're trying to raise that money for the campaign against cancer. Use !donate to donate. Like, this whole event is all about the campaign against cancer. Every single cent that's donated goes to there, and if you guys can see when you guys click that links, it's a page directly to the CAC, and we have that bar there. It's super exciting to see how we're going. We're trying to reach that goal, $50,000 in 24 hours, and you guys have done amazing so far. X-Wing on top, baby. All right, here we go. Clearing the stress was the call that I heard. A 3 straight. I like this move. That's Tyler anticipating, I think, a K-turn or a Talon roll from the purple X-Wing. He'll have an action, and the purple X-Wing will not. Or he gets a bump if he did something like a 1 forward. Yep,
and on top of that, if Mark got aggressive with yellow instead of disengage, probably blocks most of its moves as well. Do we know, is Chad gonna be able to take naps at all? Like, that guy's gonna need to sleep.
He'll get some chances. Some small naps in between. Yeah, the whole team has been just amazing. I'm a very small part of the overall grouping. So I know that it's, we're hosting this on the GSP channel, but trust me, a ton of people have been involved in this. It's amazing. Shout out to the whole team. Here we go. I think another K turn here.
Ooh, interesting.
I think he's trying to catch some Duchess. That's what it seems like. We got the kill box open. What's the move here? A 3 hard. Yeah, he is going aggressive at Duchess. That's what that move is there for, because he's currently still stressed.
Yeah, he just says, you know what, I'm gonna point my gun this way. If Duchess wants to finish that ship off, Duchess is gonna get some serious return fire, albeit unmodded. But it's still 3 dice versus 2 defense.
All right, Duchess, where are you gonna go? I think that K turn surprised Tyler, because he's not jumping on his ailerons. All right, here we go. 1 bank. This might just be attempting for a bump. Oh, no, he just decides to not ailerons. Does he get out of the arc?
Took the 1 straight. Definitely out of yellow's arc. Maybe out of green or gray's arc.
Yeah, this one is undamaged right now, so...
Yeah, once again, you pose the question, does he go for 2 range 1 shots, everything unmodified across the board in the entire exchange, or does he just take that yellow off the board?
4 focuses at range 1, whiffs.
This is the worst.
And it looks like the blue striker squeezes out. No shot on Duchess either.
No, really doesn't have either one. Oof.
Three hits going to the blue striker. Spend it and take 1 damage onto the blue tie striker.
So Tyler's going to net only taking 1 damage this round. We'll have to see what he can throw back.
2 hits going into the purple one. Takes 1. Shields are down on purple. Range 1, another range 1 shot here. 3 hits and a crit. Blanks out.
Uh-oh. Panic.
He's down to 2 hull now. Damage
no.
sensor array. You can only perform a focus action.
I was going to say, don't tell me that's another direct hit.
Oh my god. The hat trick, baby. Let's go. Man. This game really swinging back and forth right there. Tyler able to come ahead 116 to 120. These are my favorite type of games of X-Wing, everybody.
Haymaker after haymaker.
See, even from afar, the Gold Squadron stream dice do their thing. I didn't even have to be there in person. The drama just ensues. Hopefully, everybody, let me know in the chat right now. Are you guys having a good time? Let me know. And you know what? What we haven't done today, which I'm going to go ahead and put this on the screen. Let us know where you're watching from. We're going to go ahead and get a poll up on the screen so that you can let us know where you're watching from. Right there. Very easy to participate. All you got to do is type the number that corresponds with your continent, essentially, with the area of the world you live in. It's just awesome to see, you know, where people are watching from. We got people who watch and play X-Wing from all around the world, and it's just also it's just super cool to see. So 1 is for North America. Type 1 in the chat for North America, 2 for South America, 3 Africa, 4 Europe, 5 Asia, 6 Oceania.
Hey man, the Tippett said they want to get an X-Wing game casted from Antarctica. Don't leave them out of this.
You know what? Soon.
Soon.
Project Penguin on the way.
I love it. How much is I never looked up, just out of curiosity. What's a flight to Antarctica like? Flight to Antarctica. Bad tangents away.
Yeah, I put Antarctica on there the first time we did this poll, but then it got memed immediately. Immediately got memed. People saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm in Antarctica." I was like, "Well,
I'm
fine.
not surprised."
Yeah. Those are the same people who answer Soonter fell on a poll, you know. Same people, same team. I see somebody in the chat asked about where is the GSP Gumbo in the Twitch chat. We swapped it out for this event for the CAC emote there. So every time you would be like, Gumbo's in the chat, instead we're going to give CAC in the chat. All right, we just move it around. All right, so ailerons from the first one bumping. And now a 2-turn to get around that X-Wing. Wiley Coates donates $150 there. Thank you so much for your donation. You guys are awesome. You see those donations coming in? Every single cent going towards the battle against cancer. I talked a little bit about earlier. It has affected quite a few people in my family. And it's cancer sucks. We're a family-friendly channel. I'd say it more aggressive than that, but it's crap. So thank you to everybody who's helped out. And if you can't, that's okay. Like, we get it. We know that it's hard times for some people right now. Don't worry. Enjoy the content. You are still part of the community, and we love you. Don't forget about that. All right, 3-turn.
We are getting
Still
really close
stressed.
to $12,000 already.
I know,
donated.
it's crazy.
So good. Keep it going.
All right.
Has that X-Wing just 3-turned its way around the board in the past couple turns?
Yep. Yeah. Mark's like, stressed. Just roll natties, baby. You know, it's worked out. It has been a winning strategy so far.
It hasn't
winning
died.
strategy so
if,
far.
If a 3 template's gone down on the board, it hasn't died for him.
Love it.
Well, this is definitely could be getting a whole bunch of in Duchess's way.
Next question for you all while we have you. What's your favorite faction? Which faction is most prominent out there in our audience right now?
If I don't see Roger Rogers in the chat, I'm going to be sad. Even though I know it's not the most predominant anyway, but just type Roger Roger.
All right, we'll make the poll a little bit bigger so that it's easier to be seen. Just trying to make sure we give enough space for all our fancy graphics here. All right. And another bump there.
Yeah, Purple
For any-
X-Wing has a real shot at doing real damage to Duchess. Duchess probably doesn't get an action, just stays right there. And actually is a threat from the yellow X-Wing too.
Uh-huh.
Time to swing the other way.
All right, we got the ballet of templates. And that just confirms that that turn did not fit. And now the one turn. Oh, that might actually fit a little bit. Oh, my goodness.
There's no way. That base is so much wider, it's going to overlap. Yeah. Tyler, come on.
Ryan
It's
calling
not
foul. Hey, he has to
fitting.
try. He has to
I
try.
know.
Every son wants to beat their old man in a game. Dad, you will not take this from me.
That's my Duchess. You leave her alone.
That's right.
That's true. Dion, do you, by any chance, know the exact amount of days since the last time you casted a physical X-Wing game?
Oh my goodness. The Birmingham Barons Team Championship. So Alabama was the last place. So it looks like yeah. So I don't even remember how long ago that was. I think if we look back in our YouTube archives, we could figure out that date. So Duchess does have a shot onto that striped X-Wing. Has 2 hull left. That's the one with the damage sensor array. Trying to take him out. 2 hits. That's enough. Got him.
Oh, the focus blank. Oh, no.
All right, pulled off the table there.
We could easily see Duchess die, but at the same time, we could also see Pink Striker finishing off Yellow X-Wing and being left up to Pink and Blue Striker versus Purple X-Wing.
Direct hit. Did we just see Duchess get wrecked there? Yeah, Duchess is gone.
With the natty.
Hit and 2 crits. Take 2 crits on the Pink Striker. Damage sensor array and fuel leak.
Yeah, Tyler's probably really happy it was not in the reverse order.
Correct. Yellow has 1. Here's the Pink Striker. 2 hits. Not today. Tyler still ahead after losing that X-Wing, or Mark losing that X-Wing 138 to 160. 12 minutes left. This game is coming down to the wire, everybody. 1 X-Wing. We talked about this earlier, right? As things start to dwindle down, Mark has the advantage in pilot skill. He took out Duchess, which is an important step in trying to secure this win, but his ships are more expensive. He's got 2 strikers left at full right now. Half points on each of those is 16 points. And right now, Mark needs 23 points to get in the lead. So that means 2 halves is what he needs. He can either do, one set of half points on each, or just straight out kill one of these and be ahead. But he has to do that without losing a single damage.
Yeah, well, on top of that, so at least on your heads-up display there, Pink is at half health. Remember, it did take 2 crits.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Sorry, the score right now, 154-160. Tyler's only ahead, but he's already got one of the halves. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh.
But you're right. That Purple X-Wing is pretty much required at this point not to take another damage. Otherwise, Mark would have to take out Blue completely and leave Pink at half, or, just kill everything. 1 X-Wing to win them all.
1 hit on Blue or 2. I mean, I think at this point, if I'm Mark, I'm going for Blue, but at the same time, Tyler knows that.
Well, here's the other big question. Do you K-turn with Purple? The 4K is pretty wide at this point. It's likely not going to be blocked. But it'd be a whole lot of more unmodified shots. Blue would likely get a modification, assuming Tyler does a 1-bank aileron with likely another 1-bank maneuver.
Everybody, I love X-Wing. It's awesome. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's so good. So good.
Biggest twist ever. The Death Star fires on Scarif now, and they all just die.
This is true. Why didn't we see strikers in the original trilogy? Well, we got a story about that one. And it looks like Tyler, he's going to press his advantage. He's disengaging right now. He's going to take a focus, trying to get that striker in a position probably to clear some of those crits.
Yeah, and just leaving it up to Blue to try and do that additional damage. 1 straight 1 turn, probably. 2 turn. And if Mark did a 2 turn, could barrel out of that Blue arc. 3 turn. Yeah, if you bump into it, you don't get hurt.
That's right. Blocking is a strong strategy. Oh, it was a Talon roll. Oh, this is bad for Mark. This is really bad for Mark. Because now he's pointed in the opposite direction. He's stressed. He's going to need an additional turn. He's got to clear the stress and then get turned around, and these strikers are going to be able to get into whatever position they want. No bueno.
Definitely no bueno. The Blue is going to easily get behind Purple.
Oh, yeah.
And Pink's got all the time in the world to clear some crits.
Now, really quickly, want to read a chat message here from Mad Chemist. He says, "I'm happy to share that the Connecticut Con Men group out of Connecticut has donated $1,100. I'd like to thank all the members of the group. Unfortunately, it's going straight to the CAC, so it won't show up on the overlay yet." That's cool, man. But thank you so much for your donation to the CAC. That's awesome.
Big claps.
Mm-hmm. Fantastical. And again, if you guys want to donate, type !donate. You've been seeing those details on the bottom there. Shout out to Steve, by the way, who's been doing all those graphic overlays for the CAC. He's doing a beautiful job. Beautiful. All right, 2-turn there. Gonna flip the damage sensor array, being able to get some of those actions back on that action bar.
Deciding to close the foils.
Yeah, try to get a little bit of room. Take the boost and the focus. I mean, you know where that arc is, but the problem is that he's behind.
Well, Pink is also making his way, so if he feels like the boost isn't going to put his 2-bank next turn in a worse position, or if he believes the barrel gets him out of arc, that did look like a possibility. Seems maybe okay.
And he got out. Very nice. Strong barrel roll there. All right, with that position, he should be able to 2-turn, and if he keeps those wings closed, he might actually get a better opportunity to get a shot because he can do something with a 2-turn and a boost, and he doesn't have to make that decision until he sees both of those strikers move. So let's see. I want to see if Mark can remember those S-foils. This is coming down to the wire, guys. 6-point difference right now. One shot can change the game for both players. You know what? I'm gonna put up a different poll right now. I need you guys to answer really, really quickly. Right now, looking at the positioning, who do you think has the advantage? Who do you think has the momentum right now? Okay? Type 1 in the chat for Mark, 2 for Tyler. Who's got the momentum? All right, so right there, he's using the 5 straight to combine the 1 straight aileron plus the 3 straight. 1 straight plus the actual base is another 1 plus 3 equals 5. That's how that works out for anybody who hasn't seen that before. All right, and he opened the wings.
Tyler didn't do an action.
He didn't do an action,
which doesn't matter now. If he did, if Mark did a 3-turn, could have like focus boosted towards Pink.
He did. He focused with one, and then he cleared the crit with the other.
Oh, cleared the other crit. Yep. Because I guess there is a small chance he might decide to go through obstacles with the other roads.
Spends a focus. No damage on blue there. Able to hold on to the half points. Tyler trying to get 1. 1 hit. That's a squiggle. No damage. Exchange that turn. Out of arc. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. This is how we... You know what? This is a great way to start the CAC. So right now, a majority of our audience polling that they think Tyler has the advantage in this moment. He has the momentum. Let's see. What do you think, Ryan?
I would agree almost purely off the fact that, well, Tyler's obviously up on points, but also that Mark's X-Wing is stressed and neither striker is stressed.
Agreed. Yeah, right now that means that Tyler has the positioning advantage. He should be able to get blue behind him, ailerons forward and sloop. But man, if Mark dials in a 1-bank plus a focus boost, you keep those wings closed, you might be able to clip that planetary sentinel. I mean, you're hoping for 2 damage. You're just hoping. But I think that's the only thing that gives you a chance, unless Tyler doesn't engage with Pink. But blue doesn't have to get shot. Here we go. Ailerons, 1 forward. There's the sloop.
Yep. Very safe sloop. Nothing's going to hurt him over there. See how speedy pink goes. I wouldn't be surprised to. It's like a 3-bank, 2-turn.
All right, he's going for it. Tyler is choosing violence.
It's just at a weird enough angle. He might consider barrel rolling. Yep.
Yes.
Do.
Good call there, Ryan. Good call.
The X-Wing, if decided to 2 or 3 turn, cannot barrel roll. So be purely off of what the arc is going. And may have that shot.
All right, everybody, at the end of this game, we're going to do a real quick handoff to the CAT studio here. So I wanted to just remind you guys that we love you. So we're not going to be able to stick around for too long. We're going to be passing it off to Chad here pretty quickly. All right, so
That's a very important arc they're checking right now.
all right. So looks like he was not an arc. Safe, and here's blue. 2 hits, trying to get that half. Got
looks
the
like he
half
got it.
points.
That should be the knockout blow, as that X-Wing will likely not be able to turn towards those strikers next turn at all.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and break down the game now as they're entering their final turn, most likely. In the beginning of the game, let's go ahead and here we go. So we started the game with them lining up across from each other. Then when in the initial engagement, there was a lot of dice thrown, and it looked initially like Tyler had the advantage in that first engagement. But then Mark was able to come back and honestly was ahead for most of the game in the engagement. But as it started to evolve and we got into that extended engagement, things started swinging, and Tyler has been able to pull it out. The effective use of Duchess in the mid-game did make a difference. Took a couple of risks, but they ended up working out. What did you, any other thoughts from you, Ryan?
So I think Mark had, like I mentioned earlier in the game, had a solid approach because he was able to actually gain that fanned out engagement more so than I expected, or what I expected Tyler to do, because Tyler had those ailerons take advantage of. Tyler just went right at it. But Mark did have ships to get us that fan out, so he had some bit of flanking in the next engagement turns, because Tyler had to keep going, or decide to keep going straight down the middle and finish off some of those X-Wings, so that Duchess could help with the focus fire from that side of the board.
Absolutely.
So while the damage race immediately went towards Tyler a bit because he got those early key blocks where he needed to, which we saw him jump in on, that pink and purple X-Wing had that little bit of flank to help Mark push modified damage and range 1 damage where he could, and get that in the best game state that Mark could get at. And then just a lot of K turning and a lot of scrum play and just positioning, and the strikers have that squiggly ailerons to get them in spots that is much more difficult to predict and track down.
Yep, so here we go. Tyler is going to try to finish off the X-Wing, seeing if he can go to complete destruction here. He's got a couple of range 3 shots. First one, 2 hits. Spends the focus, no damage. Next shot. Spends for 2, that won't do it. Takes 1 damage there, and our final score is 154 to 180. Congratulations to Tyler Tippett winning our first game here on the Campaign Against Cancer. I want to thank everybody for watching. We're going to go ahead and send it back to Chad in the studio. He should be cutting off us any second now. But again, thank you guys so much, and thank you for watching the Campaign Against Cancer.
Welcome back, everybody. hopefully you enjoyed the game. It's always fun watching those two play, whether it's against each other or against somebody else. Love to go hang out with them at events and just hang out, talk. Thank you guys, both Mark and Tyler, for putting on that exhibition match for us. So we're gonna start off. We've got some winners then for the donations that you gave in that last section. So and forgive me as we're getting names from all over. I may not pronounce your name right, and I apologize in advance. So our winners of the challenge coins for that round are Sean Hune and Richard Stable. The winner of the Plo Koon is Nathan Nesbitt. And the winner of the $250 Titan Games gift card is Michael Juris. So congratulations, everybody. This next round, so our next round of prizes will be an art bundle from Christopher Burdett. So it's 2 prints, 2 play mats, and a mouse pad featuring Star Wars art that he sells at conventions and on his website. So he's donated. We'll have another bundle just like this later on. So our next giveaway, which will be after our next game, will be to win that prize as well as another 2 coins, another Plo Koon. So thank you everybody for your donations. Let's take a moment to listen to the story of one of our board members.
Hi everyone, my name is Bryn. I am Vice President of Twin Sons Charities. I just wanted to introduce myself, and I know I've communicated with a lot of you, but I thought I'd actually tell my story. Unfortunately, like many of you, I've had multiple people in my life that have been affected by cancer. What originally initiated me to reach out and help with Twin Sons Charities was actually one of my really close friends was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was kind of put in a scenario, which I know a lot of you guys have felt, where I just didn't know what I could do to help give back. There were things that I could do that I could, buy him something that could make him smile, but I wanted something that was long lasting and that would actually contribute to the whole community that's suffering this terrible disease. So when I heard about Campaign Against Cancer and what Chad was working on, I thought, what a great way to show support, and even more so, what a great way to donate my time and to support a great community that's just come together in such a great way, that all the different gaming shops, having fun, bringing all different types of people together. It was just an amazing thing to see. And even someone, I don't play X-Wing myself very much. I've played maybe a handful of times. It doesn't even matter. It's about Star Wars. It's about having fun. It's about raising money. And we are so pumped this year that we're able to do this 24-hour telethon, just because we wanted to give back to the community. We wanted to give you guys something because it's so important to us. So we thank you for joining us today. And please stay tuned. You may have an opportunity to get some of my own art that I have made. So the first one is this Mandalorian, and the second one is a Baby Yoda. And hopefully, if you guys stick around and donate, you'll have a chance to win. Thank you so much, guys.
Next weekend, join the Back to Dials crew for some Battlefront 2 classic games on PC during the Campaign Against Cancer Telethon. Watch or join 2 separate matches, each lasting 30 minutes and supporting up to 64 players. The games will begin approximately 1:30 a.m. Eastern Time and 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, July 18th. To join, open up Battlefront 2 Classic 2005 Edition on your PC. It's on sale on Steam, and select the multiplayer tab. Search for the game titled CAC Telethon and click Join. Each match will be running the classic assault game type, where players fly starships between carriers to infiltrate and disable critical systems and defenses. Battle the other team to help us battle cancer in this interactive telethon event.
just a reminder that the Battlefront event will be coming up after this next match. It'll be a 30-minute group play hosted by Asa and Adam, and get your make sure that you've got Steam loaded and the game ready and can jump in with them. Wanted to just say thank you. So far we've raised over $13,000 out of our $50,000 goal, which is absolutely fabulous. It's more than 20% of the way there, or 25% of the way there. I hope that we can keep up this momentum, and so that at the end of it we can just exceed what we as a community have ever done before. So now we're getting ready for our next game. So our next game is actually down in Perth, Australia, being hosted by Mr. Andrew Simon. So Andrew, are you there?
I am, Chad. Have you got me?
That is awesome. Hey, what you got going on there? That looks great.
Yeah, so we're actually lucky enough down here to run a real life in-person X-Wing event. So we took the opportunity, raising some funds. So we went, why not? We're safe, we're clean, we're currently suppressive virus enough to do this. So in our first game today, we've got Vlad Piscatek and Liam Early, both fairly well-known WA players. So Liam is running an Imperial Aces build. He's got Rexler, he's also got Suntia, and he's got the Grand Inquisitor. And then Vlad's running in true WA style, a bit of jank. He's got IGB, IGC, and a Nomlom Jumpmaster. So also running comms today, we've got Actor Khan and Jaron Foss. So they're zooming in from Sydney. I'm sending it out to you guys. Lots of fun technical stuff going on, and we should be ready to go, hopefully in a minute.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. Please tell Jaron and Akhtar that I express my thanks, and I'm happy that they can get involved and help you out with this.
It's being a great day. I'm enjoying the telethon so far. Just so everyone knows, I am actually having a quick technical difficulty, and I'll get onto it, and we'll be live as soon as we can. I've had to just reboot my OBS, just so everyone knows.
Okay, well, we will watch for that signal get reconnected. In the meantime, has Katie made it down? She mentioned in our interview earlier that she was going to head down to see you.
She is going to come down this afternoon. She's got some stuff on with her family this morning. She's been across with you, which looked great. We had it on the big screen here, and then we're away from there.
That's great. Are you going to teach her